I really like slice of life anime a lot, and I think the anime right here, Adventure of Life at age 29, is a perfectly good first episode. I really like the main character Hajime and Rururi a lot. I think the characters are really they complement each other really well. I think Hajime as a character has an interesting backstory. I was very surprised to see how in the introduction we immediately actually get some lore about his humble beginnings as an orphan and how he had to do all these different things to just to be able to survive and just to see uh, the the different ways he had to do to survive, and like fast forward to him being an adult and he actually seems to be happy. He actually seems to be actually finding his foot in the world. It's just very wholesome to see uh now that he knows what he knows what he's doing. He actually has a certain grasp on things. Except on the flip side of the coin, he doesn't really interact with humans all that well. Like he doesn't. He's very naive. He's just a good-hearted person. He just wants to do what's best for everyone. But he doesn't actually have any meaningful, like genuine connection with anyone. He just he just like to help people. And when he goes to the dungeon to actually get food for all of the villagers to help the villagers out, he sees this little kid who couldn't even beat a little slime, which is crazy. That like even when you're an orphan, even when you're super weak, that's literally your last option to do anything really to just to be able to survive. The fact that you were willing to try to kill this lion, even though you have clearly no fighting experience whatsoever, you clearly don't know how to use a weapon to save your life. The fact that the slime actually didn't even bother trying to attack you, and yet you still couldn't even get the job done, which is actually kind of crazy to me. And the fact that Hajime actually had to save her and actually was joking around with her how like this slime was OP, that there's no way he could have beaten it. Like come on, like obviously the slime was the weakest with the weakest monster in the dungeon, and the fact that like the girl actually decided to follow Hajime to for an even stronger monster, this wolf, and the fact that like the girl was willing to follow Hajime, even though this wolf was significantly stronger. The fact that this girl was willing to take anybody's help just to be able to increase her odds of her survival, like it's so very cute seeing how cheeky she could be, how it's in trying to ask for people help or ask for food. It's very wholesome seeing how like Hajime he sees himself in her, and in doing so, he tries to give her some food and actually, try to see if anyone wants to take her. But nobody really wants to take her because that's a big responsibility. Obviously, like you can be a good person, but you just sometimes your hands are tied. A lot of people are just not going to be willing to take an orphan, as sad as that sounds. But so that's why like Hajime was actually starting to feel for the girl, because she was struggling a lot. Like she was struggling a lot. Like she was realistically she would have died, and we know for a fact that she would have died because she tried to go for another wolf, and this wolf was on the brink of basically about to kill her, and Hajime immediately put the kibosh on it and actually defended her. It was really cute seeing how Hajime he made a complete 180 and decided to take her into take him into his home, his household, and decided to teach her the basics of training. And it's very interesting to see how it's basically like a father-daughter relationship, which I really like those kind of anime. But then it starts to get a very weird turn with Hajime sleeping at night, and you see the girl, this little child, actually transform into a full-grown woman, and like and that was very surprising. Like she looked cute, yeah, but like it's very weird seeing how this child is now a full-grown woman out of nowhere. And like it's not one of those things where like it's a lolly and it's 1,000 years old. It is so a weird curveball that made me wonder if like they're actually gonna like get together. Cause to my knowledge, Hajime hasn't had a relationship. He hasn't had a friend or a girlfriend, to that matter. So it just made me wonder if like would they have like a family bond and then saying, no, I'm going to be your actual family? That's going to be a weird dynamic. I don't know how they're going to spin that into a good thing, but I mean, I'm here to see it because that is quite the conundrum that Hajime had. And the fact that she's actually not human, she's a ancient species, that actually does make sense why she's probably been abandoned and she's not really human. She probably hasn't really had like the most natural upbringing, the most natural birth. And so for Hajime to actually tackle the situation of treating a raised Haitian species is kind of interesting because there's going to be a first because not only has Hajime not had that much experience with humans in general, and she even less experience with something like an ancient species. So it's going to be like a learning experience for them both, and especially when Hajime actually tried to teach her how to kill her slime. She has no clue. They're both very stubborn. They both try not to listen to each other, and after realized that she still could not kill that slime, even after all of that, she decides, I don't want the food. I feel like I'm being too much of a leech, and the fact that like Hajime was able to pick up on that she still has that fear of being abandoned, even though Hajime actually told her. The fact that she still can't. That's a trust issue that you're not going to be able to get a grip on in one episode. That's not something that's going to disappear that quickly. And for Hajime to be able to not only pick on that and then sacrifice her own hunger just to be able to please the little girl was actually it made me happy seeing how Hajime is, even though he is naive, he does understand emotional intelligence. And for Hajime to actually go out of his way to teach her exactly how to do it, I really like the dynamic a lot between those two. And it really just made me wonder what's going to happen in the next couple episodes. I really like this episode a lot. But again, that whole transforming to adult is very interesting. I don't know how to feel about that, especially when it's got to reveal that he's a succubus. When Rururi is a succubus, I don't even know how they're going to handle that part. But that's interesting, especially with that succubus smile, like that to suck the soul out of him or whatever. I don't know how that seduction is going to work with Hajime. Like Hajime could have to like fight it off, but knowing Hajime, considering he's naive, I get the sense that he's like actually just gonna brush it off and not see the truth and just be completely oblivious while everyone else sees the truth. But I mean, look, that's just a theory. But regardless, let me know what you think of this episode as a whole, and I'll see you guys on the next one.